The Antigua and Barbuda Association of Disabled People is planning a march to clearly express their disagreement with the sentence given in the case involving a disabled girl. Recently, a man named Dequan Yearwood was convicted of unlawful sexual intercourse with a minor, a child with learning disability and developmental delays. He was sentenced to 2 years in prison for the crime that took place in January of 2022, when the victim was then 14 years old. According to the details of the case, the disabled girl was found in Yearwood's apartment. Reports state that the girl, who functions about 3 years behind her age, was seen fixing her clothes when someone looking for her arrived at the defendant's home. Eventually, the truth emerged after her siblings were overheard discussing the matter and her mother confronted her. The case was brought to the court, and despite Yearwood initially denying the allegations, a jury found him guilty in November of 2024. He was sentenced to 2 years in prison, despite the offense carrying a maximum penalty of 10 years. Joshua Francis, a well-known advocate for disability rights, has voiced her strong concerns about the court ruling that she feels does not adequately reflect the severity of the crime against a child with disability. She wants justice and reassessment of how cases involving vulnerable individuals are handled in the legal system.
A child cannot consent. A child doesn't truly understand the implementation of somebody invading their body. He raped a child with an intellectual disability. He raped someone who could not truly comprehend properly and only got 2 years. And I'm disappointed that the system to this day do not see individuals with disabilities as they don't need special treatment. We need the justice system to give us justice, to let us know that we are heard, we are seen, and in every case it's going to be special.
A fiercely passionate Joshuanet asserts that this judgment starkly reveals the alarming indifference towards individuals with disabilities in Antigua and Barbuda. This blatant disrespect, she says, exemplifies a disturbing lack of compassion and commitment to inclusivity for all citizens.
Are people going to come out and say, I was raped in the future, when the system has clearly shown that it will not give us justice? There are so many things surrounding this case. It is ridiculous, the magnitude of the situation. And for other people, oh, it's just 2 years, it's just rape. But it's not just 2 years, it's not just rape. It goes back to the fight that individuals with disabilities have been having for years. We're marginalized, we're looked down against, and when the system is supposed to stand up for us, it does not.
Meanwhile, Bernard Warner, the head of the Disability Association, says the system has obviously failed this child.
I feel that the system has let down every person with disability in Antigua, and that the system had let down our girls, where that they fail to protect our girls, and they fail to provide justice, equal justice for this young girl with disability that was, I must say, brutally raped.
Warner contends that the half-brother of Prime Minister Gaston Brown, a bus driver, will be spending over 20 years in prison for raping 2 minors in 2 separate incidents in Antigua. Yet, Yearwood will receive only 2 years.
But yet still, heavy sentence was handed down on the individual who in fact raped, and he was sentenced. And here is it: we are seeing a Yearwood, perhaps a powerful family, or a family with connection, and a family that is connected to special needs. And you talk about the Victory Center, that is a Yearwood connected school that deals with children with disabilities. And this Yearwood would have had access to this child and raped her and only received 2 years is atrocity and a letdown.
Warner believes that access to justice has been denied to this disabled girl. The association is now calling for a retrial.
That this case needs to be retrial. This case needs to be taken further and proper justice and a higher sentence, a longer sentence. We're calling for this young man, this year-old guy who raped this child with a disability, needs to be kept behind bars for much longer than 2 years, as customary that is handed down to other males that commit similar crime on girls, regardless of the disability or not, on girls. And knowing that this was on someone who cannot say yes, someone who is vulnerable, this is just unacceptable, and we're calling for justice for this young girl with disability who was brutally raped by this year-old person.
Residents will soon be called to join a rally demanding a retrial and condemning the 2-year sentence. Warner hopes that all right-minded residents, especially those with children, will come out to support the cause.
We will be rallying the troops in the upcoming weeks and to ask the public to come out and let's show our dissatisfaction, not in a political way, not just because of an organization, but because the law has failed to protect her. And who next? And we don't want to have a who next. And we will be calling on the public, and I'm calling on the public as I speak today, to act and stand up and call into being a retrial and a longer sentence for this young man who raped and get away scot-free with rape on a minor and individual with a disability.
The case has sparked a renewed national conversation about the justice system's inadequate response when individuals with disabilities are victims of violent crimes. Advocates argue that despite existing laws intended to protect these individuals, the enforcement and sentencing often fail to provide true justice. Alarming global statistics reveal that individuals with intellectual or developmental disabilities are up to 7 times more likely to experience sexual violence. Yet, the judicial system often overlooks the complexities and vulnerability, trauma, and the long-term repercussions faced by these victims. The situation raises important questions about the protection of vulnerable individuals, particularly disabled girls, from predators. It challenges us to reflect on the adequacy of legal frameworks in safeguarding those who are most at risk. The emotional weight of the questions posed about the morality of those who exploit the vulnerable, the number of others who may be at risk, and the broader implications of lenient laws serves to provoke critical thought about justice and societal responsibility. It calls for a collective examination of how we can better protect our children and ensure accountability for those who take advantage of them. This has been a production of Antigua.news. I am Shamin Big Charles. This production has been brought to you compliments Hammer Time Building Supplies Limited. Illuminate your space with style and efficiency through our unbeatable selection of outdoor and indoor ceiling lights. Stay cool and comfortable with our range of ceiling fans, perfect for any occasion. Need to tackle those do-it-yourself projects? Our top quality hardware tools have got you covered. Upgrade your bathroom with our stunning vanities that combines elegance and functionality. Beat the heat with our energy-efficient air conditioning units. But that's not all. We sell sand, stones, cement, you name it, we've got it. Wait, fed up with your nosy neighbor? Get your smart fence and keep your business. Well, just that, your business. Don't have enough cash? That's easy. With affordable plans to suit your pocket and your lifestyle, let us take care of your payment plans. Your home, your style, our products. Visit us today at Casada Gardens and find everything you need to make your home a haven.